नमस्कार, फिर पैसा बोलता है। मैं आपका स्वागत है। मैं आनंद श्रीनिवासन। 2 हफ्ते बाद आज मेरा भाई भी मद्रास में है, मैं भी मद्रास में हूँ, तो सोचा कि आज से 3 दिन के लिए हॉट टेक करें। जो करंट टॉपिक्स है इनके बारे में वो पूछेंगे, मैं जवाब दूंगा। ये प्रोग्राम अंग्रेजी में होगा। अगर कोई दिलचस्प बात है तो हम हिंदी में अनुवाद करूँगा मैं। तो चलें हॉट टेक्स। विनोद,
What do you think about the Supreme Court to hear the SBI's plea, Anand?
see, in the computer era, everything is data is there on the computer. To put it on an Excel sheet and take it out is not going to take more than 45 minutes to 1 hour. Okay. To say that after 2 weeks they have no time is basically helping the powers to be not to face embarrassment before the election. It's very clear that the State Bank of India is beholden to the government because the CEO is appointed by the government, and the finance minister controls the government. And this was the problem in issuing the electoral bonds through SBA. It is not non-partisan. Shakespeare wrote, "Caesar's wife has to be above suspicion." The question is not whether something went wrong or not. The question is why were you hiding and why this non-transparency. And the argument in the Supreme Court that the citizen does not have a right to know. The point is the citizen has a right to know everything.
Correct. But this is true with any government in power, no?
No other government in power, including Atal Bihari Vajpayee's government, has done such an opaque scheme, which has been struck down unconstitutional by the Supreme Court, and they remain silent.
The other news I want to talk about is Gujarat allotting 188 acres for Tata and Group to build semiconductor plant, the mega semiconductor plant.
Definitely the fabrication plans are going to come. It is great news that Fab is coming to India. And both these groups, Compton Greaves is basically owned by the Murugappa Group today. And Tata Group are very credible. And it will finally take off. But it's a long way from producing a microprocessor. But basically we will produce some chips. Yeah. And when Vedanta set it up, I was the one to call, saying that Vedanta does not have the capital.
That got cancelled, yes.
Capital to do it. The only Indian group which has the capital and the borrowing power to do it is Tata. And Murugappa are also cash rich. They will be able to put some money into this project.
But what do you think about Compton Greaves Power also? They're also having
that. Is a Murugappa group. The company went bankrupt.
Yes.
And in an auction, Murugappa bought it, and Murugappa is a cash rich group. So they have retained the name Compton and Greaves. But basically it's a Murugappa group company, not the Thapar group anymore.
What about Tata and Sons IPO listing? Should we get ready?
No. Okay, there is a lot of rumor in the market that Tata Sons is going to come with an IPO. This is because Shaktikanta Das has refused to give special treatment to Tata and Sons. The ownership of Tata Capital is what is making Tata Sons a high-end NBFC owner.
Correct.
And so yesterday's news is full of news that N. Chandrasekharan is looking at an alternate mechanism. And the great Ratan Tata himself has been briefed. Because they control more than 66%. The outside shareholding is only 18%. So practically 82%. No, their list of companies which have Tata Sons stakes is out. So Tata's control 88% of that, 82% of it. And Ratan Tata basically controls it. So he is very clear that he does not want to list Tata and Sons. So they will take out Tata Capital out of Tata Sons, create an alternate structure to own it. Yeah.
What about this, that RBI and SEBI Royal Stock Markets with new crackdowns on IPO financing and gold?
This is rare. It is not only SEBI that has cracked down. It is basically Reserve Bank also has cracked down. Basically 2 companies have been cracked down. This is so to say that all gold owned companies have been cracked down and all this has been cracked down is not true. So the basic thing is this. This IPO boom has been fueled by loans. And JM Financial is an NBFC who is also a broker. So he's been funding IPO issues and making fat profits of it. And he's also funding NCD issues which are being fixed by the which are being fixed. So SEBI has cracked down heavily on JM Financial. They're saying they cannot do anything anymore. And the other thing they have done is that they cannot act as primary auction member in the public debt market. The other thing is, of course, India Infoline, whose management is not above prices. But very clearly what is happening now is Prem Vasta of Fairfax India is slowly swallowing it. He's already taken Catholic Syrian Bank.
Correct.
So he may swallow India Infoline. And he has offered $200 million in liquidity to keep the company afloat. So I'm sure that he'll convert it into equity and swallow that company.
What about this? Fed is not far from confidence needed to cut rates.
The entire American system is today geared about when will Fed cut rates. He is trying to say today, tomorrow. He himself does not know. Because the January data came as an anomaly. And it was a really pressurized situation for the high pressure situation, in the sense that the Fed has a narrow path. If the market keeps on going up like this, and there is wealth effect and the market keeps moving up, then you definitely will have a heavy pressure on Fed to increase rates further, because inflationary pressures will build up.
Correct.
If it goes the other side completely, and it becomes a recession, even then that is a problem. So basically there's a narrow path. It's like landing on the sea. There's an airport in St. Helena's.
Correct.
Where the airstrip comes out of the sea.
Into the sea, yes.
Into the sea, people see it landing.
Yeah.
So for you to get an idea, you have to land in the sea, where only there is a runway where you cannot move.
Yeah, you feel like you're landing on water, yes.
You're feeling you are landing on water. That's exactly what his position is. So the market wants him to say he'll cut today. But if he cuts today and inflation builds up, he's going to look like a fool. So he's saying, I'm not going up. And I'm very confident that we'll go down pretty soon. How much is pretty soon?
God only knows.
God only knows.
Okay. What is the UCO Bank IMPS scam? 820 crores since CBI is conducting searches all over.
Basically, what has happened is somebody has transferred 820 crores out of UCO Bank. And UCO Bank does not know what is happening, where it's happening. So they have sent CBI behind it.
It's a government bank, right?
It's a government.
So what does our government have to say about it?
All these, normally such things happen when in government banks only.
Okay. Cabinet clears 10,000 crores for India's AI mission.
So there is a lot of talk going about the India will do a product which will beat
ChatGPT, yes.
In my own idea, our strength is in services and not building products. So it is going to be too much of a stretch to think we can do a product which will be acceptable worldwide.
AMFI calls for stress test on mid-cap, small-cap schemes. What is that?
That is, AMFI is the Association of Mutual Funds for India. Now, there has been a big run-up in both mid-cap and small-cap stocks, basically because investors are pouring money into mutual funds.
Yes.
And the stocks have got unhinged from reality. Because it's a small universe, a lot of money from, and that's where the expense ratio is the highest. And which means the distributor gets the maximum commission.
Correct.
So everybody has been pushing that scheme. So whether if there's a sudden sale, everybody presses the exit same time. Will all mutual funds be able to exit profitably? On paper, there's a lot of profits. So if everybody sells at the same time, will it be profitable?
Correct.
Because everybody pushes the exit button and the stock dumps more than 50%, then everybody is going to lose money.
Correct.
But my own feeling is it is very risky to be in small cap space unless you know the company in it.
And you know the owner.
You know the owner, basically.
What about this, Anand? Financial inclusion hits by gender stereotypes, combination of lack of collateral due to male asset ownership and persistent gender pay gap hinders women from accessing formal credit sources.
See, any credit source formally, to grow a business, you need the collateral. Without collateral, nobody lends big money. Big money means about 4-5 lakhs, even if you want to get 4-5 lakhs at the informal sector. It's very difficult. So they'll ask for guarantees and credits. So women don't get that. And for the same job, men are paid for more than women. So there is a problem in that also. So that all this is definitely impacting the credit offtake by women, especially in lower levels. The other thing which I wanted to talk to you is the way you should put this photograph up to show how stock prices have shot up.
Yes.
And I have all these stocks not because of this, but because holdings.
He's talking about Tata's.
Yes, because
All Tata Group stocks are through the roof because of the IPO rumor.
No, it depends on which stocks are the IPO. In this, Tata Technologies is the only company which does not have the IPO, does not have too much.
Because Tata Sons don't have too much stake in it.
No, Tata Sons have a lot of stake through Tata Motors.
Yeah.
Tata Technologies does not have a holding in Tata Sons. The rest of these three companies, Tata Power, Tata Chemicals and Tata Investments, have a big holding, substantial holding of Tata and Sons. Because see, Tata Trust owns 66%. The family owns about 10%. 16% to the with Sanjay Mistry and others. So 16, 10, 26. The balance 10% is in these companies. So if you want to own Tata Sons, then you own Tata Investments, Tata Chemicals, Indian Hotels and Tata Power. Then you become owner of Tata and Sons.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is what's been pushing Tata.
This is what has been pushing. This rumor that there is going to be a public issue has been what is pushing the Tata Group stocks. आपने इस पॉडकास्ट पे उपस्थित हुए, इसको सुना, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ। अगर आपको इस वीडियो पसंद आया तो इस वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, बेल नोटिफिकेशन दबाएं और हो सके तो अपने दोस्त और रिश्तेदार के पास इस वीडियो को भेजें और उनको देखने की आग्रह करें। नमस्कार, धन्यवाद, जय हिंद।